Beauty and the Beast. When Nicole Leger met the monster, it was a recipe for murder, literally.
He's gonna kill me. I fully believe he's gonna kill me.
Nicole's story will send chills down your spine. She was stalked, held hostage, and sexually assaulted by the very person who once proclaimed he passionately loved her. Nicole was a gorgeous 34-year-old single mom from the Dallas area. She made friends easily. Just ask her best friends, Mike Autry and Holly Wheeler.
What drew me to Nicole was just that she was always so big. I don't know how else to describe it. She was so big. She was very independent. I loved that most about her, I think. I just kind of always looked up to her in that aspect.
Over time, she became one of my closest friends, as I was hers.
Life dealt Nicole a tough hand. She was only 17 when she got pregnant with her son, Trey.
My mom was amazing. She played both the mom and the dad since she was a single parent.
A single parent who did what was necessary to survive. Dancing in clubs, working for a stockbroker. Nicole had just been accepted to nursing school. Finally, her future seemed bright, until the dark day she met Michael Adams.
What was your first impression?
Weird. He dyed his hair jet black, I guess just because he was going through a midlife crisis.
Adams was a repo man and quickly stole her heart.
Was your mom in love with him?
Yeah, she was. She always talked about how he treated her like no one else did, how he treated her on such a pedestal that she felt, like a queen. I mean, she never denied the fact that he treated her really well.
What kind of nice things would he do for her?
Just small surprises, like a vase of flowers here and there. Small I love you notes, like sticky notes in her jacket, just the little things, really.
Adams seemed to be a real catch. Look at the red brick mini mansion he owned in the upscale Dallas suburb of Frisco. But Trey says there was one big problem.
He was incredibly OCD. I mean, nothing was out of place in his house. Everything was in a certain point and it never moved. He had a pool table upstairs and he literally never played on it since he bought it.
Adams was so obsessive, he even lined up the labels on his soda pop. When Nicole and Trey moved in, they quickly learned not to violate the one unbreakable rule: no sitting on the couch.
He had a couch. It was a crescent moon couch, about 3/4. He absolutely refused to sit on it and didn't want us sitting on it either, or else we would get it dirty.
So where did everyone sit?
He had one love seat on the outside of the couch and then just a regular chair on the other side.
The house was decorated like what you'd see in a glossy real estate brochure. But the closet could have been the cover story for a gun magazine. Right above his neatly pressed t-shirts sorted by color, handgun cases sorted by caliber.
Did things change in their relationship when you two moved in?
Definitely.
How?
I can specifically remember one night we had spaghetti.
Spaghetti, Nicole's favorite food. Trey says that night, Adams dished out grief with the ground beef.
I guess either myself or my mom had spilt a droplet of the sauce on his tile, and when I microwaved my bowl, the sauce had gotten everywhere. I didn't put a napkin over it.
The sauce spilled over the bowl in the microwave?
Like popping, when it would overheat. That was about a week-long argument between them, because that's how OCD he was. They fought a lot. He would be yelling, swearing, saying, why didn't you clean it up? Why didn't you, be more careful, I guess. They fought about it for a long time.
They fought about the spaghetti sauce.
Mm-hmm.
One stain on the tile,
Yep.
and then a little sauce in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
They fought about this for a week.
Yep, 7 days.
But as you're about to learn, spaghetti would be the string that would unravel their relationship in more ways than one. Trey says after less than 2 months, Nicole had enough and moved out. But then Adams asked her to marry him.
She was excited. She was all giddy. He came over in a black t-shirt, black pants, dressed out. They went out to dinner, and then she went back to his house, and that's where he did the proposal.
And so Nicole and Trey moved back to the big house in Frisco until the next fight. And Trey says this one was the mother of all fights.
He had very aggressively ripped off the ring from her ring finger. I want to say he fractured it. She had to go to the doctor's office and get a splint for it.
Is she done with him?
At this point, yeah, definitely.
So you move out for the second time, and the engagement is off.
Yes.
Trey says after they moved into an apartment, strange things were happening.
It started with a Chihuahua we had. Her name was Penelope. And we come home one day, and someone had left the front door open. We didn't call maintenance that day. We always locked the door. And Mike had a key. We suspected that he let her out. 2 days later, we actually found her. She got ran over. After that, I was in school, and I come home, and my mom came home before me, and she actually texted me when I was in school saying somebody had came in and poured bleach all over our clothes.
So what did your mom think?
I'm pretty sure she suspected Mike.
Then what happened?
She recalls looking out past the building because our cars parked around the corner, and she sees like a kind of a red glow. And so she goes and looks at it, and sure enough, it's our car that was lit on fire.
Did your mom think it was Mike?
She did.
Trey says his mom had no choice but to ask Adams for help buying a new car.
So Mike came to the rescue.
They co-signed on a car, and it was a nice car. It was brand new at the time. She had been driving it for a while, and she kept wanting to get the full lease from him, to have him take off his name.
Nicole went to Adams' house to have him sign over the car title and get her belongings. He whipped up spaghetti, a sort of peace offering. Nicole couldn't refuse a hot plate of pasta. Maybe she should have. Next, terror in the tomato sauce.
She ate a few bites, and the room started spinning.
In her own words, the drugging.
And I wake up, and I'm tied. My feet are tied to my ankles behind me.
The brutal sexual assault.
He walks me into the bedroom and takes off all my clothes, and then pulls out a